Hi guys, my name is Denis and I am a real estate agent in Dubai. Today I want to share with you some information regarding the rental dispute center. Specifically, let's talk about the case when one of the parties wants to have some changes in the contract for the renewal and they don't want to sign on the new contract, and that's why there are some issues. So in case if it's the tenant who wants to implement new changes and the landlord doesn't, landlord can just ask him to leave the place, yes? But in case if the landlord wants to change something but the tenant doesn't want to change and he refuses to sign the contract, this is where some problems can come up. And one of these problems is basically the building management can limit the access to the building, which is as well illegal, and we will talk about this later on in this video as well. So we have a situation where the renewal came up and the landlord has some changes in the contract and he is pushing them, like he wants these changes to be there, but the tenant doesn't want. And I will remind you that any changes in the contract should be mutually agreed, except the rental price, because it's regulated by the RERA calculator. So the tenant in this case, obviously he needs to try to find a way without approaching the rental dispute center, but in case if it doesn't work, he needs to take the previous tenancy contract, the Ejari, and the documents of the landlord and his own documents of the tenant. He needs to visit the rental dispute center, but before that, next to it there is a typing center. He needs to go over there and ask to prepare an offer for deposit. While he will submit these documents, as I said, the previous tenancy contract and other documents, in typing they will prepare for him a new tenancy contract with exact same details and the exact same terms and conditions, and some other papers for the rental dispute center. So when you have this new contract from the typing, you need to go to the rental dispute center. It's just next to each other. It's like 10 meters distance. And you will have to meet there with the judge, explain him the situation. It's done in the same day. They will ask you to submit the checks to the cashier in the rental dispute center. The cashier will issue you a receipt that he got these checks, that he got the tenancy contract, and after that they will send a notice to the landlord, or they will send a notice to the agent that the landlord needs to come there, sign the contract and collect the checks. Another very important thing to remember, that nobody can limit the access of the tenant to the building by blocking the access cards. So why it can happen? Sometimes building management can block the cards because there are some issues with the maintenance fees, or because the landlord doesn't want to renew the contract. So in this case, the procedure is as well very simple. You just need to go again to the rental dispute center through the Ejari and ask them to issue the request for access cards if you are the tenant. And you will give this request to the rental dispute center and they will submit it to the judge. And on the next day, the judge will give his judgment if you can get these cards or not. So as usually, the judge will say, yes, you can get the cards, and he will give you like a judgment. You can show this judgment to the landlord, to the building management, or to somebody else. And in case if still they will avoid it, you should go to the police station, and from that point, police will give a call to the landlord, to the agent, or to the building management, and they will sort it out these issues. So everybody should remember that nobody can limit an access to the tenant to the building. So guys, I hope it was useful. I'm really trying to share the information to the people about the regulations over here in Dubai. So yes, we live in this beautiful country, and let's respect the rules and the regulations. And if you have any questions, please feel free to get in touch with me. I'll be happy to answer them and share with you some information. Don't forget to leave a like under this video and a comment. Thank you for watching this. We'll stay in touch. All the best. Goodbye.